Question number 1. So remember, class, the first thing you really want to do is to put whichever one is in y equals or x equals form. So this isn't y equals or x equals, but this is x equals. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in parentheses, because that's what I'm going to use. Now I'm going to take my original equation, the first equation, 3, but instead of the x, I'm going to put in what x is. So all I did was put that in right there. And now I'm going to write the rest of the equation, minus y equals 4. Okay, so now I'm going to solve this. I'm going to do my distribute, combine, collect, and 2 steps. So distribute 3 times 8, well, that gives me 24. 3 times a negative y, that gives me negative 3y. Remember, that's a negative 1, so 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And then I have a negative, again, I'm going to put that 1y there, so I just remind myself that it is a 1 there. So I distribute, check. Now let's combine. So I can combine these two, and a negative 3 and a negative 1, well, that gives me negative 4y. So I combine. I don't have anything to collect because I don't have variables on 2 sides. I just have the one variable. So now let's do my 2-step equation, which means I need to get rid of the 24 first. So now that leaves me with negative 4y equals a negative 20. Now I divide both sides by the negative 4, make sure it's negative 4. And then that's going to give me, well, negative 20 divided by negative 4, negative and negative gives me positive, and 20 divided by 4 gives me 5. So y equals 5. Okay, so in my point, I have my x and my y, and I now know that y equals 5. Now let's figure out what x is. So I'm going to take my equation, class, that is either x equals or y equals. In this case, it's x equals. So I'm going to write that equation here, x equals 8 minus y. Okay? So instead of the y, though, I now know that y equals 5. Tells me right there. So instead of the y over here, I'm going to put in the 5. All right, so now let's solve this. Well, 8 minus 5 equals 3. Positive 3 because that 8 is larger. So my x is going to be 3. So that right there, class, that is my final answer right there. 3, 5. So 3, 5 is the point where those two lines will meet. Okay, so hopefully you understood this, and you're able to do number 2 on your own, but if not, check out the next video.